Welcome back to the Wooden Center. Pac-12 volleyball presented by Tashi Kara. 20th ranked UCLA and Virginia about to square off. This is the Bruins home opener. They're facing a Cavaliers team. It's been pretty steady in terms of their lineup. Notice their setter Lauren Fuller. She's a Manhattan Beach grad, and she has transferred out of the Pac-12, actually Arizona years ago, and is now running it there. They're coached by Dennis Hohenschelt. They're facing the UCLA Bruins. Holly told you that there were some different faces that we would see. And Holly, you mentioned Jordan Anderson, but the setter, Ryan Chandler, is also of great interest.
Transfer from Pepperdine, grew up in San Diego, played with a lot of these Bruins in club ball. So is familiar with a lot of her UCLA Bruin teammates, and she will be running the UCLA offense.
Holly, take us through your Bruin keys to the game.
Well, the first ball contact for UCLA with their smalls, Carly Drolson, Rachel Inouye, Riley Bushler, and Taylor Formico, they are so solid. I expect them to excel in passing and controlling the ball defensively. That will help facilitate their offense. Find their identity, strong blocking, great D, and then share the wealth. Use all their hitters.
First set is a back set. Goes to Claire Felix. Outside attack. Expect to see some really long rallies. And a roof block.
Huge block by Natalie Bosbeck. 12 in the middle for Virginia.
Virginia had 10.5 team blocks yesterday in the win over Loyola Marymount. Huge part of their success. Certainly the Bruins are aware of that. There's another one. Fuller going outside. Smart shot by Haley Cole right over the block.
Really interesting that UCLA started in a rotation where their setter is in the front row. They've only got two hitters, Riley Bushler and Claire Felix.
Outside. Crushed by Bushler.
Good isolation right there by Ryan Chandler. She jump set that ball outside, and the middles stayed and actually went the wrong way. That's a good job by Ryan Chandler, getting one block in front of her hitter.
Outside. Picked up by Inouye. And you can play it off of anything above as long as it comes down on the same side of the net. Crushing. Anderson takes her biggest swing and says, I can't believe that's going to come back. She was just short.
Coach Michael Sealy told us this week his offense is much improved, more advanced, and we saw a bick out of the back row from Riley Bushler that set up that whole rally.
Outside the antenna, tag the antenna, Cavaliers point.
Virginia doing a good job handling the first ball, also able to run that quick attack out of the middle.
When we talk about Jordan Anderson, we talked about Karsta Lowe being lost to this team. We know that last year Karsta got every set, it seemed. You mentioned Anderson and how many she got. She got 100 more swings last year than Karsta Lowe. That is incredible. Beautiful set.
Claire Felix, so good off 1 foot for UCLA. High at 6'6", high contact point. Puts that down for UCLA. Unbelievable that somebody took more swings than Karsta Lowe.
Yeah, it tells you the kind of load she's prepared to handle. Backcourt. Well done by Bushler.
There's that big set. It's a quick set, but out of the back row, right in the middle of the court. And both Anderson and Bushler are doing it very well, according to Coach Michael Sealy.
Bushler averaged just under 3 kills per set last year. A great surprise, if you would, for Michael Sealy. He said they didn't expect it. This year, they expect it. That one long from Anderson.
A little bit of a missed timing, trying to get that ball to fall deep down the line. Now, Riley Bushler came in as a very solid ball control player, a little bit undersized on the outside, but she's a lot stronger and has improved her offensive range this season.
This is Lexi Riccolo serving the libero for the Cavaliers. Backcourt, and again, that's Bushler, the blocking game for the Cavaliers. It's alive and well.
UCLA going a lot to the back row. I'm a little surprised when they've got 3-hitter option, but Riley Bushler has been successful up to that point.
Down the line from Anderson.
That is a smart shot. Not a perfect play, but she knows where to put the ball deep down the line to the open area.
Haley Lawless coming in, 6'3", opposite out of Tempe, Arizona. We didn't see her that much last year. She had a right shoulder surgery at the end of her freshman year, and took her a little while to get back in the lineup. She brings great size.
But then she hurt her knee last year, so she's coming back off her second surgery, but has tremendous size, and UCLA is excited to see her develop this season on the court.
Haley Cole serving.
Haley Cole serving for the Cavaliers, a second-year starter. Sends that one far long. It's like we have mountain air in here today. These balls have a lot of lift for some reason.
It seems like it. Maybe it's the heat outside.
Maybe so. You mentioned the smalls for UCLA, the backcourt players. Here's one of the best. Carly Drolson was this team's starting libero in 2013. And when Formico came in last year, she moved to defensive specialist. Is fantastic in the role. Block is sealed.
That is one of the things that Michael Sealy expects from this team, blocking. Jenny Frager and Haley Lawless put up a big one on the right side, off the attacker's head, out of bounds.
Back, one blocker up. Wasn't enough to stop Anna Walsh.
Anna Walsh good off 1 foot for the cutback. Last night, Anna Walsh had 10 kills versus Loyola Marymount.
Yeah, in fact, 3 players did. Bausbach did, as well as Thorsen. Nice distribution for the Cavaliers. Right back off the noggin.
Exact same play, this time off the head of Haley Lawless, Virginia. Big block on the left side.
3 blocks in 8 points for Virginia. I like those numbers. Great delivery to Frager.
Jenny Frager using that long body at 6'5". Nice snap down. Watch her attack out of the middle, cut back, attacking at the setter, who's defending right back.
Backcourt. Triple block.
Haley Cole high off the hands, out of the back row, saves a bad pass for Virginia.
Such a skill, Holly, to be able to hit high off hands, use those blockers' hands. What's the key to it?
Well, obviously staying high, going high hands, seeing the hands, being aggressive, and not trying to attack low. That's the important thing.
The block goes into the net for Virginia, and it ends up being a UCLA ball.
Right now, offensive numbers, UCLA only hitting 200, Virginia hitting 400.
Not enough to get that ball up. We're going to trade back and forth for UCLA. This is the opportunity where they get to find out kind of the right combinations for them, and their first opportunity of the season. Bushler, such a nice snap. Claire Felix looking so strong.
Ryan Chandler to Claire Felix. Everyone knows she's going off 1 foot, but look at the high contact, just bounces the ball in front of Virginia's libero.
Ball into the net. Virginia using a number of players. Anna Walsh coming back in for Haley Lind. Really separating and specializing. flat one. Formico passes it, but it's not ideal. What a cut from Anderson. Begging for the touch, and not going to get it.
For UCLA, the thing I was most impressed about, that's not a cut shot. That is a hammer, sharp angle on the 1 foot line. But Ryan Chandler bump set that ball when they were in trouble and put up a great ball for Riley Bushler for them to score. That was impressive.
Quick offense, beautiful set. Lauren Fuller looking strong.
I think UCLA is going to make some defensive adjustments. They feel like that's their strength. 1, blocking at the net. 2, digging behind. Right now, Virginia's doing a good job putting the ball away.
There's a nice pass from Anderson. And again, Virginia block drawn into the net.
Virginia camping out in the middle, trying to slow down Frager. They were there, but net violation.
Take a look at this front line for UCLA right now with Anderson, Frager, and then Haley Lawless. And that's a lot of firepower and a lot of length. Frager 6'5", Lawless 6'3". Anderson just 6, but plays bigger.
Couple serving errors for UCLA. Hard to score points with your defense when you're missing your serve.
And it's interesting with Karsta Lowe last season. You knew the ball was going to Karsta. Everybody did. But she still got a kill. So the advantage this year in having all these different weapons.
Spreading the wealth. I think you're a more well-balanced team when you've got 5 weapons. I think you can hurt people from everywhere, and I think that's to the team's advantage. Nothing against Karsta Lowe. I'd want her on my team any day.
Right.
But I think UCLA can do some good things using 5 attackers.
Single block, just not doing it for Anna Walsh.
Virginia's passing the ball well, and when they do, they are isolating their hitters.
The serving of Virginia, very tough. Ball goes off of the barrier again. Totally legal. What a nice set coming in. Ball's up. It's going to be a free ball to UCLA if it's inside the antenna. And land it out.
Virginia fighting to keep it alive. Lots of good touches defensively. Ball is not hitting the ground easily for UCLA.
Claire Felix now up front for Jenny Frager. She's got Riley Buchler next to her. And so it's consistently a single block that UCLA is putting up in the outside. Virginia having plenty of success against it.
Tonight in primetime.
Pac-12 women's volleyball is presented by Tashikara. We've got the ball, you bring the game. Epic day in Los Angeles in the middle of kind of a heat wave here. Pac-12 volleyball, lots of fun. Virginia and UCLA. UCLA's opener. Michael Seeley is the head coach in his 6th season with UCLA. Led this team to a national championship in his 1st season.
He seems pretty excited about the group he has in the gym. The environment has been very competitive. He loves his first contact. Just feels very confident about this season.
And it was 2011 AVCA National Coach of the Year. Of course, he won a national championship as a player as well. It's going to be a free ball opportunity for Virginia. Fuller sends it outside. That dig's tough to handle, but Chandler looks great.
I'm really impressed on the broken plays, what Chandler's able to do with the ball. That ball was dug way wide, and look at that hand set. Ryan Chandler able to put it up for Haley Lawless to put away. That's what her job is, better the ball, put up a hittable ball for her teammates.
And that serve is long. Chandler, as we talked about, came to this team from Pepperdine. She was a defensive specialist there, then took a year off from college volleyball. How tough is that to come back in now?
Pretty tough, but she was training with her former volleyball club, Wave, down in San Diego and got lots of reps, and it shows. She came right into this offense, and she's the most consistent setter right now on this UCLA roster, and that's why she's starting.
And Chandler has a great relationship with Bushler and Frager going back to her club days. In fact, Bushler's father, Judd, is a coach at Wave who spent a lot of time with her this last year so it all neatly ties together, but in terms of a setter, hitting her hitters, she knows two of them really well. There's a double block on the right side. And from the backcourt, Anderson flies in.
Back row, attacking the seams. I like it. This time she sees a hole in the block. She doesn't have to go flat high off the hands. She goes straight through the seam between the two blockers.
Nice quick set outside. Communication error, but Claire Felix able to make it happen. Solo block, hit the antenna. Just a little too much turn.
Good idea to get that ball fast out to Riley Bushler. Just sat a little bit wide. This was the rotation UCLA started in, and they had a couple problems right off the bat. Let's see if they can get out of it.
Ball is down, and again, it's that right side of Virginia having lots of success.
Alex Thorson going high over the top, finds the deep line.
And again, just trading blow for blow. Felix out of the middle.
Claire Felix, such a weapon when you can get her the ball, and especially only one blocker in front of her.
Yeah, and Felix and Frager getting a good amount of swings out of the middle, 10 combined so far. You'd like to see that. It tells you the passing is on point. Anderson mixing up her game.
I like it. We've seen some off-speed shots. We've seen power. Jordan Anderson tipping that one through the block.
Jordan Anderson looking like she feels at home as Virginia takes a timeout. And for Jordan Anderson, well, the timing couldn't be better coming in because we've mentioned several times already, Karsta Lowe graduated out of this program, and boy, is she making waves throughout the world right now.
Well, that's for sure. We saw that she was one of the best players in the country last year, just dominating. But the big step was to the Grand Prix, World Grand Prix finals last year, the gold medal for USA, first time, and then finals MVP for Karsta Lowe. What a great jump from the college game to the international scene. I am so impressed. Usually it takes a couple years to adjust to that high level of play internationally. Karsta Lowe, so confident, so strong, slid right in there.
You know, it's interesting watching her career. You see the couple of years, the freshman, sophomore year, she was very, very good. Junior year, she was dominant. But her senior year,
whole new level.
Unbelievable.
Whole new level. She lost her father, got really strong, dedicated that season to her father her senior year. And boy, she was, in my mind, the best player in the country.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure on Claire Felix and Jenny Frager, you know, in the middle now, because UCLA needing to run that middle a bit more.
Claire Felix, 5 for 6, hitting .833, no errors. UCLA running their middle very well. Jenny Frager's 3 for 4, hitting .750. So success out of the middle so far. I think UCLA is going to want a little bit better production from the pins.
Yeah, the other thing that was impressive about Karsta Lowe is that senior year was with a different setter than she had throughout the rest of the time. There's Julie Consani last year. They had Megan Moynoa and Becca Strelo and other people in her previous years, and so she didn't even have a consistent setter all 4 years. And was fantastic. Outside. Anderson. Blocked. Showing range, changing speeds, changing angles. Tough one.
I like Jordan Anderson's range. She uses a lot of different speeds can attack every part of the court. Number 2 in blue, good-looking transfer for UCLA.
We talked about how many swings she had. She also had that 1,000 swings 2 seasons in a row. And that really tells you the kind of weight that her arm takes. Meanwhile, Virginia's head coach, Dennis Hohenschel, well, this is his 2nd season with this program, but boy, his pedigree is phenomenal.
He spent 6 seasons under Russ Rose at Penn State, and boy, did he learn a lot. He learned that hard work in the gym pays off, and it was a blue-collar work ethic, he said, and he really has tried to teach that to this Virginia program and the kind of success that it breeds. But, everyone just thinks Penn State shows up and they're amazing. They work hard every single day.
Yeah, the Virginia Cavaliers had a nice season last season. They lost their kills per set leader in Tori Kanowski with 3 kills per set. 5 starters returned this season, a couple of NCAA appearances. And Dennis Hohenschel said that when he was coaching under Russ Rose and it came springtime, Russ kind of sat back in the stands, watched what was happening, and let his assistants do quite a bit of coaching, and then Russ would come over in his quiet way, that he does, and says, why'd you make that decision? It's, interesting that you made that choice. And they found themselves really thinking through the process.
And learning how to be a coach under the, mentorship of Russ Rose. What a treat.
Yeah, he said he really learned a lot about it. You would think that a lot of confidence comes through your coaching that way.
We return to center one.
Riley Bushler behind the service line. We mentioned her father, Judd, is a coach. Whenever you see a coach's kid, they have a high volleyball IQ.
Yeah, but Judd Bushler wasn't just a volleyball coach. He was an NBA world champion for the Chicago Bulls. And his mother, Lindsey Hahn, was a great collegiate volleyball player, CIF MVP out of Maricosta High School. She played her college ball at Arizona, so pretty good pedigree there.
Wow. Mike Seeley saying elite players make a big jump between freshman and sophomore years. Bushler, he hopes, has done that. Outside. Anderson. Unloading everything in her arsenal. Yeah, unconventional.
Wow, the jump set cut shot. That's getting your body there and knowing what's open. That is not easy to do.
I imagine the Big 12 has seen that a time or two. That's the first time that at least the Pac-12 players here have seen it. It'll be fun when we get into conference play. What cover there by Frager. Frager made that happen with a cover.
Great cover by Jenny Frager, but did you see who put that ball away?
Yeah.
Ryan Chandler tools the block out of the middle, not afraid to take a swing.
A 5-1 scoring run for the Bruins is going to prompt the Cavaliers to make a little change. Haley Fauntleroy comes in for Alex Thorson. Fauntleroy, a sophomore out of Illinois. Nice pass. Goes to Fauntleroy, goes right between the blockers. Fauntleroy brings some length. Middle. You could see that Walsh wanted it.
Anna Walsh so quick. Watch her get up quick in transition, and then you see the cutback. Beautiful. Anna Walsh, just a freshman, 6'2" freshman from Grapevine, Texas. Great recruit for Virginia.
She had great numbers versus Loyola Marymount as well. Meanwhile, Anderson, 6 kills on 11 swings. And it's set point for UCLA.
Well, right now, the thing that impresses me the most about Jordan Anderson is her volleyball IQ. She knows what's open. Lots of good shots so far.
I think that's what impressed Mike Seeley, too. She has come right out of the gates. Roof block, and UCLA takes set 1 with their defense.
UCLA wins set 1.
UCLA hit 351, Virginia 267. So UCLA had low numbers to start, but came back in the end of that first set.
We'll come back right after this and see if Virginia makes some adjustments. They were blocking well early on. The Bruins adjusted. Will the Cavaliers respond?
This edition bed, no better sleep with Sleep Number.
Welcome back to UCLA Pac-12 Volleyball presented by Tashi Kara. Virginia falls in the first set to the Bruins 25-19, and well, the numbers were lots of fun to watch. UCLA came up big in terms of offense.
Well, it was interesting until about the middle of the first set. It was like 14-15, really close. I thought Virginia was playing them really well, and then UCLA pulled away. The offensive numbers went way up to 351, 18 kills on 37 swings, and then Virginia's numbers dropped a little. But Virginia leading the blocking war so far. 3 blocks for Virginia, 2 for UCLA.
Certainly we talked before we came in about the faces lost and some new faces on this team for UCLA. They use their middles quite a bit, but Jordan Anderson had great numbers, 6 kills on 11 swings, hitting .455.
And she did it in some creative ways. I mean, we saw everything. We saw the dink shot through the block. We saw a bunch of deep line shots, a cut shot with her hands on very sharp that I don't think I've ever seen drop, but she put it to the good spot. And we saw power as well. So excited to see what Jordan Anderson brings for UCLA.
Yeah, she was a lot of fun to watch there. It's our first look. This is UCLA's home opener, their first opportunity. Virginia, meanwhile, played yesterday, picked up a win over LMU with 10.5 team blocks. They started off this one early, getting those 3 blocks early in set number 1, and then really Hallie didn't have much success after that.
No, but Haley Cole was a bright spot, 4 for 10, and also Anna Walsh, 3 for 5 offensively for Virginia.
First serve of the second set, and it's an ace.
Didn't see a lot of service pressure in the first set, but good start for Riley Bushler and the UCLA Bruins.
Good pass, but took him a little bit out. Long kill over Formico's head.
When Virginia passes the ball well, their offenses can be very dangerous, especially off 1 foot behind and out of the middle so far.
Lynn comes out, Walsh comes in. You mentioned the freshman out of Grapevine, Texas, number 10 in white. According to Dennis Hohenschout, the best middle blocking recruit ever at the school.
And that's exciting. She's only a freshman and a big gun already contributing to this Virginia team.
Big swing, big muscles from Cole.
Fastball out to Haley Cole. That's her 5th kill. Able to get some separation between the UCLA block.
Lexi Riccolo serving. Goes right after the freshman, Anderson. Anderson sends it straight back to Riccolo. Tip. Beautifully played by Cole.
Haley Cole attacking the smaller blocker, Ryan Chandler. She's listed at 5'9", but Michael Seeley says she's deceptively good. She's up there over the net.
I feel like this is the battle of the number 2s. Cole and Anderson, kill leaders for their teams on the outside. Going back away from Cole that time. Sears saying thank you for the swing.
Kaylee Sears had 18 kills last night against Loyola Marymount. Big, heavy arm. She's the best pin blocker on this Virginia team.
Yeah, and Dennis Hohenschout said she needs to be the one to get us out of trouble, and that's a perfect example of it there. Anderson went hard, hit harder kind of thing, went long.
Trying to hit that high flat ball that catches some blockers' fingers, just missing on that one.
That time changes her angle with success.
Good pass there, a little separation, able to find a way to put the ball down for Jordan Anderson. See the hole between the 2 blockers. That's the seam that you want to create as a setter by getting that ball out to your hitter quickly.
Chandler's serve is low. As you talk about that, getting the ball out quickly, we saw a big change in USC's offense last night as we got to look at another Pac-12 team. They quickened their offense quite a bit from last year.
The speed of USC offense was so much different than we've seen in the past, and I think their defense, especially their blocking, was their most improved skill.
Pac-12 went 9-3 as a conference yesterday. USC will be playing again later today. Another kill out of the middle.
Good dig contacts by UCLA. Riley Bushler specifically putting that ball right in Ryan Chandler's hands, where she's able to get it to Jenny Frager for the tap down.
Drolson in backcourt for Anderson. When you look at the smalls, we talked about Carly Drolson, Rachel Inoue. They were one of the most successful beach volleyball teams for UCLA. Huge block.
Haley Lawless at 6'3". She's number 4 in blue. And then Jenny Frager at 6'5". That is a big wall. That ball's going straight down.
So we'll nickname them the Talls. So we got the Talls and the Smalls. Smalls serving right now. Carly Drolson. Formica, nice lift. Gives everything. Off the block, hits the antenna.
I love watching the smalls for UCLA. Taylor Formico is so fun, number 11 in white, the libero. She is just a floor captain. She is talking to everybody the entire match.
Another perfect pass. I like the lift she puts on these digs.
When you can dig a hard hit ball and put it right in your center's hands, you're doing your job well. And you saw that right there from Taylor Formico. Able to get it back to Jenny Frager. Nice set by Ryan Chandler.
And a use of the block by Anna Walsh.
Point Cavaliers, Anna back to serve.
UCLA needs to be a little bit more disciplined on their block, closing that line, especially on the left side block.
Tied up at 7 apiece. Formico again on the money. That ball hit the antenna as it left Lawless's hand. Cavaliers ball.
Ball set a little bit wide. Haley Lawless tried to bring it back, but got antenna as part of it.
Chandler goes back, says Lawless, my bag, give it to you again.
Good, I like that. Ryan Chandler not afraid to go back to Haley Lawless. It's important to establish her as a weapon. Haley Lawless is big at 6'3" and elevating. She can hit that ball down over the block.
And another big block, the other side, Bushler.
But that time, Riley Bushler was much more disciplined. Big left hand, seals it, turns that ball back into the court for UCLA.
Frager's serve gives Virginia fits. It's an ace.
Jenny Frager at 6'5", her contact point on her serve is nice, and she's getting some pop on it, giving Virginia some trouble.
And there it is again. And again, out of system for Virginia. They go outside. It goes long. Looking for a touch. They're not going to get it, and it's a Bruin point.
Out of system with Haley Lawless and Claire Felix blocking in front of you. That's a little scary.
Virginia.
So Dennis Hohenschelt not happy with that call. Going to take a timeout. Virginia trailing by 3. When we come back, we'll see how they continue. Pac-12 volleyball presented by Tashikara. An epic beach day, and for UCLA, a pretty good start to their season. They won set number 1, leading set number 2. They had a nice season last year as well. We've talked about Karsta Lowe, the team tied for 4th in Pac-12.
Yeah, I thought they played really well, you know, behind the arm of Carstolo, but they had a scrappy team. Julie Consani did a great job running the offense. Good team effort with the young freshman Riley Bushler on the outside as well.
Yeah, and then we mentioned as well the Smalls, the defensive specialists for this team. They were fantastic last year and they're all returning at this point.
Yeah, I think that's why Coach Michael Sealy is so confident with this UCLA team. He likes what he sees in the gym.
Carpenter delivers that so well.
Ryan Chandler saves that tight pass. Claire Felix up there ready to hammer, and she does. Look at the save. That ball's tight, but right between the seam of the two blockers. That left side blocker for Virginia needs to close with her middle.
Rachel Inoue serving, a senior from Hawaii, part of that great beach volleyball team with Carly Drolson. Roof block.
Seeing lots of straight down blocks today. It's the angle. Look at where this ball lands. That is straight down. That means you're penetrating the net. Your hands are doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Claire Felix has gotten steadily better over her college career, improving each season. She's got a big role this season. Outside, Bushler.
Great dig by Rachel Inoue, and then Ryan Chandler fast to Riley Bushler.
Jordan Anderson in the backcourt and available as an attacker. It's up. But they're saying Riley Bushler touched the net, so Cavaliers point.
But defensively, UCLA was there playing that ball. Virginia able to isolate only one blocker in front of their hitter.
Outside. Love the thing, brought inside.
I love that play. Ryan Chandler so consistent, and it helps when you have that beautiful first contact. This is an inside set, what you might call a 32, depending on which area you played, but love that attacking the line.
Again, Cavaliers out of system. They have not spent much time in this set with all their options available. Off hands.
High hands. Rachel Inoue stepping in to set that ball after Ryan Chandler dug it. The setter for UCLA.
Riley Bushler still serving.
Anderson and Felix up front alongside Chandler. Little tip ball. Inoue comes up with it. Into the net, though.
Claire Felix made an attempt to save that, almost just did not get under and lift it.
Checks back in for Virginia. Natalie Bausback back to serve.
Natalie Bausback back to serve out of Carlsbad, California. Was an outside hitter her freshman year. Now a senior hitting middle. Big roof.
Claire Felix, Ryan Chandler, when we asked about Michael Sealy about her blocking, Ryan Chandler at 5'9", said she's deceptively good at the net. That means she's using all of her inches pressing over, so technically very good, not hurting the Bruins at all.
And that showed the great restraint by Jordan Anderson, not reaching over. Looks so tempting.
Discipline.
Backcourt setter attack. Technically, backcourt setter attack. She touched the ball above the plane of the net. Coming up at intermission, Katie Boggs will be in our studio after this set. Take a look at women's volleyball. The Buffs hosted Florida State earlier today, and of course men's soccer. New Mexico was here at UCLA. Hot one. Whew. Day game. So Katie Boggs will take you through that in our Pac-12 volleyball intermission report.
Right now, UCLA on fire offensively. This current set, 9 kills on 16 swings, hitting .438. 4 blocks in this set alone for UCLA, and they're holding Virginia to only 188 offensively.
Yeah, and the Virginia team that had 10.5 blocks yesterday has none in this set. That's a big change, at least from the start. of the first set.
For sure, and I think UCLA has made some defensive adjustments, and that's why you see the numbers creeping up in the stats for UCLA.
Well, you take a look at Jordan Anderson, UCLA on her fingers. We want to talk a little bit big picture in terms of the national poll. The Pac-12 at 9 teams in the top 25. That says a lot about the strength of this conference. Stanford starts off the preseason poll ranked number 2.
Yeah, the preseason poll for me, yeah, it's whatever. I mean, it's hard to predict if you're going to be all conference as a player, or I don't know. I'm not wild about the preseason poll. I know they have to start with something, but lots of good teams, and I don't think people thought UCLA was going to be this good. I don't think people thought USC was going to be as good as they were last night. So, you know, I know they need to put something out to start from, but...
And Penn State at number 1 is a good guess since they've won, you know, how many championships in a row?
Penn State, they can start at number 1. That's fine.
There's no problem with that.
I don't have a problem
No
with that.
problem with Texas at number 3.
Well, the rest after Penn State, I don't know. I think it's just all a big question mark.
Texas?
I just say prove it.
All right. Well, you're a national championship setter, so you're
like
the EF Hutton
proving
here. All right. Outside. The turn was a little too wide from Haley Cole.
Good idea by Haley Cole. She was high, made the right decision, just turned it too much.
Ryan Chandler back to serve.
Anna Walsh had 3 kills in the first set for Virginia, only 1 in this one. Nothing out of Thor's, and they're not getting the distribution that they got in the first set. And it probably because of the passing. Nice one there from Walsh.
Anna Walsh, heads up play, tip right over the big block of UCLA into the middle of the court. Nobody there. But I think UCLA is serving a lot better in the second set, and Virginia's been unable to run the offense they want to run.
Ball served long, a UCLA point. Carly Drolson coming in for Jordan Anderson. Outside. Great hack at it from Sears.
Find some floor underneath that one.
Anna Walsh back to serve.
Anna Walsh, the freshman from Grapevine, Texas, back to serve. Goals at Drolson. Middle attack coming the other way. Drolson puts that a little tight, but the one-handed save set from Chandler. Chandler gonna run that middle again.
I love the way Ryan Chandler sets the ball. She betters the ball. She makes things happen. Doesn't matter where the dig is. This is a tight dig. This is a one. Oh no, this isn't the one. That's the final one where she's able to get there. Feed Jenny Frager the ball and this sharp put down.
How about 3 sets in a row in one rally to Jenny Frager? The middles love the way. If you make yourself available, Chandler's going to come to you.
Well, middle is a high percentage play, and Ryan Chandler's a smart player. She knows who to set.
Reaching over as UCLA was still making a play on that ball.
They were calling back row setter that she was over the net. That's why Virginia has the ball.
Sears continuing to serve. It's a deficit for the Cavaliers. Over. Great dig to keep it alive by Sears, but not enough on it from Cole. Double sub for UCLA as Inoue and Anderson return to the floor. Inoue serving. Great pickup by Bushler. block from the Cavaliers. They've had enough.
Riley Bushler came all the way into the middle to dig that ball. So the only hitter was either Claire or the Bick out of the middle, which was Jordan Anderson. Virginia not surprised by that one.
Virginia trying to close this gap, 5-point deficit. Bounced around, great composure. Longest rally we've seen so far today. Riccolo sets right. Laid out by Inoue. And Anderson sends it long.
Lots of good defensive effort. That ball set a little bit low for Jordan Anderson to put it where she wanted to. Virginia ball.
Lauren Fuller, preseason ACC, back to serve. Net violation against UCLA, and Virginia steadily chipping away at this lead. They're within 3, and Michael Seeley's going to take a timeout.
This ball, UCLA.
Virginia serving the ball, putting some pressure on UCLA to create those point-scoring opportunities.
Well, I hope you're enjoying this volleyball. Tomorrow, how about a little women's soccer? UCLA soccer standout Taylor Smith and the number 12 Bruins take the field to face Wisconsin. Coverage begins tomorrow at 4 on Pac-12 Network, or watch Pac-12 Now and pac-12.com. Meanwhile, back in the Wooden Center, Jordan Anderson making quite a debut. 8 kills so far for the UCLA Bruins.
And doing it in a variety of ways. From the back row, we saw that cut shot with her hands. But we've seen a lot of smart volleyball for Jordan Anderson. I'm excited to watch her all season long with UCLA.
There she is, number 2 in the middle of the Bruins pack.
I don't think she started the match with that leg wrap on, did she?
I noticed that too. I don't recall. Actually.
I don't think so, because that's something I would notice.
We would have talked about it.
I hope.
Well, she arrived last spring from West Virginia, so she had a lot of time with the Bruins last spring. We were asking how she was fitting in, and she certainly looks comfortable within the offense.
Certainly does.
Virginia had been chipping away at this lead. At one point, it was a 7-point lead for UCLA, now down to just 3. Good time service error.
Well, good timeout for UCLA to slow the momentum of Virginia. Now it's UCLA's turn to put their foot on the gas and finish this one.
Pretty good lineup for them. Anderson, Felix, and Chandler up front. Anderson, a turn, it goes wide.
Beautiful, aggressive turn. I like the idea, just missed it wide. This is match number 1, long season ahead.
Bows back, serving for the Cavaliers. Formico on the money. The set was a little low. Felix made the most of it. Outside. Crushed by Jordan Anderson.
But Claire Felix establishing herself in the middle opens that up for Jordan Anderson. Little seam, and Jordan Anderson able to put it away.
It is set point for UCLA. Into the middle. Well placed by Walsh. She's been great.
Anna Walsh heads up. She sees that opening. Not a lot of floor open against UCLA. UCLA right now talking about what to do on that middle tip.
Yeah, well, Walsh, a freshman worth talking about. That's for sure. 7 kills on 9 swings. Anderson dug beautifully by Riccolo. Riccolo again in there. Riccolo a 3rd time, but that one touchdown. The set goes to UCLA.
Love when a team can run that middle in transition off the dig, that means UCLA is controlling the defense.
Some great spirit by Virginia at the end of that second set to close it back within 3 after being down by 7. When we return, we're going to send you back to our Pac-12 Network studios for the intermission report, then back here to the Wooden Center for more volleyball.
This Pac-12
Women's Volleyball is presented by Tashikara. We've got the ball, you bring the game. Welcome back to the campus of UCLA, the opening match of the season for 20th ranked UCLA. They're up 2-0 over Virginia currently as we get ready for set number 3. And Holly, what story do the numbers tell?
Well, I thought Virginia fought back hard in the end of the second set. We saw some bright spots in the first set, but UCLA's defense much stronger. The serving picked up in the second set, and they hold the advantage in the hitting category and the blocking category with 6 blocks over Virginia's 4.
Taking a look back at the action, UCLA certainly showed a bunch of firepower from a bunch of different angles as well.
Well, that's the thing. Share the wealth. Claire Felix had 6 kills, 0 errors, but Nicole Anderson leading this UCLA team with 9 kills on 24 swings.
The blocking, meanwhile, Virginia started off strong, but then it was really all Bruins.
Absolutely. Jenny Frager blocking it straight down for the Bruins. You see twice. And then again, Claire Felix, Riley Bushler join the block party.
UCLA, as we look at the players out on the floor, looks to be going with pretty much the same personnel. They have lots of other talent we haven't seen yet. We may not see today, but you know, you think about the depth this team has, including another setter sitting on the bench who's very talented.
Zana Muno is so talented. Everybody talks about the athleticism in high school, one of the top recruits, but she was always a setter hitter because of her athleticism. Never really got to run a 5-1, so she's getting lots of setting reps here, and everybody's excited about what she can bring to the UCLA Bruins squad as well. But I think the biggest thing is there's depth at every position for UCLA, and that's one of the things Coach Michael Seeley talked about.
Yeah, and you can really see it. I mean, we can look through the rosters and realize that you could really have anybody on there with another one. And there's Donna Muno.
You see her number 9, a standout on the beach. She's so fun to watch. But she's always split her time on the beach and indoor, and then she was so athletic indoor that they wanted to use her to hit and set. So never got to run a 5-1 where she was just the only setter on the court.
First serve from Fuller is into the net. We mentioned Fuller, number 21, out of Manhattan Beach, another South Bay. Played for Arizona a season and just really missed her sister, Manon Fuller, who plays for this Virginia team as well.
Her twin sister. I mean, there's a bond between sisters, but the twin sisters did not want to be apart, and now they're in school together in Virginia and happy.
Yeah, both coaches say that they really recognized that the twins needed to be together.
Good ball by Haley Cole finding the opening. And there you see Manon Fuller, number 14, from Manhattan Beach, our hometown.
Yeah, sisters happy to be reunited. They decided they wanted to go to college away from each other, and they said it only took about a week before they realized they were miserable being split up. And Claire Felix is looking strong. That one out. She respectfully disagrees.
Wow. I love the pass by Taylor Formico right in the setter's hands, and then Claire Felix, wow, bounces that ball 1 centimeter out. Looked like it got line.
Another service error. I know. It's always what they say, and a second service error of a very short set. 2 of UCLA's 3 points have been handed to them via service error. Walsh, again, looks so good as a freshman for this Cavalier team.
I'm impressed with the libero so far for Virginia. She's passing the ball extremely well.
Yeah, Alexi Riccolo serving now. That libero you're speaking of led the team in digs per set last season as well. And again, it's Haley Cole taking something off of it and getting a kill.
You're able to dig it and feed someone like Haley Cole. She's a 6th rotation player for this Virginia team. She'll swing twice on the left and once on the right.
Off hands. Anderson begging for it. It goes to the middle. Oh, she likes to turn it down the line, doesn't she? And then waits for it. Ball looked like it went into the antenna. And that is the call.
Ball set too wide and too tight by Virginia to end that rally in UCLA's favor.
Ryan Chandler back to serve. You talked about Muno, another great setter waiting on the bench. That puts lots of pressure and competition on Chandler. I'm sure she knows that and enjoys it. Sharp, and it's in on the 3-foot line.
Yes, Jordan Anderson, that's impressive. Virginia, big block in front of her. This is not a cut. A cut is an off-speed shot that goes sharp along the net. That is a hammer on the 3-foot line angle.
Jordan Anderson, right then you glanced down at the roster. Okay, junior, so we can do this year
I
and
can't
next
even
year.
do that off of the bench.
That was amazing. And it was the second time.
The other time was actually Riley Bushler, which is still impressive. Yes.
Walsh, meanwhile, continues to just deliver for Virginia. 9 kills on 13 swings. This freshman's only in her 2nd collegiate match. And an ace serve for Virginia.
Carly Suber just gets that ball to drop right in front of Riley Bushler. She thought she was there and thought it was dropping out, but it didn't.
First time Suber has played in this match. She's a junior out of Mechanicsville, Virginia. Wow, what a laser of a serve she has. And pulls out the pause. And Virginia likes the change.
Kayla Sears in transition, able to put that ball away.
Mixing it up is Suber. Puts up a nice hittable ball. Bushler makes the most of it.
That's a really quick back row set, and Riley Bushler getting there. Chips it down for UCLA. Virginia went on a nice scoring run behind that tough serving by Suber.
Yeah, and she had some laser serves, some little short serves, really did a nice job mixing it up, and now she's gonna have to pass. Walsh draws the block into the net.
Anna Walsh, a bright spot, number 10 in white, has been solid for Virginia all night.
She really has. She's hitting a bunch of balls out of the middle, hitting from the right, but what I like more than anything, Holly, is how intense she is. You can tell she's insulted if she doesn't get a kill.
9 for 13, hitting .692 against this Bruin team, and wow. Look at that block at the net. Natalie Vosbeck, number 12, in the middle for Virginia.
Looks like Dennis Hohenscheld had a talk with his team during the break. That ball wide. And a 4-point lead for the Cavaliers. Michael Sealy has had enough. He's going to take a timeout and talk about it. Well, we talked about Sealy having depth. We'll be interested to know, does he leave everybody in there to work it out, or are we going to see some new faces? We'll find out after the break. Welcome back to the Wooden Center. Pac-12 volleyball presented by Tashi Kara, Virginia, in control of this third set. You see that woman in the red top there. Well, that's Kristen Carpenter. She's the volunteer assistant coach for Virginia, and she has quite a pedigree of her own.
She certainly does. She was the starting setter at Penn State in 2010 when they won the NCAA title. And she's been playing overseas. She was in Sweden and now just returned from Greece and is ready to stay in the U.S. and coach.
And Dennis Hohenschelt, of course, who helped coach her at Penn State, said, "My setters are awfully happy about it because now they have her coaching the setters instead of me."
Speaking of setters, Ryan Chandler delivers a beautiful ball to Riley Bushler out of the timeout. Love the pace. Look at that big hole. And Riley Bushler can go wherever she wants. She chooses line.
We'll see what UCLA does with this 4-point deficit. Haley Lawless up front on the outside has been a little bit quiet for the Bruins. And Bushler, this time kind of a standing kill.
Did you see who dug that ball?
No, who dug that ball?
This is a trouble play by Virginia, but they chip it to the middle of the court. Look who digs this ball for UCLA. 6'6", Claire Felix.
Love it.
And then UCLA able to score.
It's a long way down and up when you're 6'6". I hear. Outside, Bushler pushes it through the block. It's a Drano.
UCLA gaining some momentum. Nice defense, turning it into points.
After a 6-1 Virginia run, it's a 3-0 Bruin run after the timeout. Outside. Tip higher than she wanted. Suber got it, but couldn't get over. And just like that, your 4-point lead gone.
Smart tip by Riley Bushler. She tipped it in the middle deep enough that right back could not get there.
Outside. Fuller delivers to Sears, and Sears delivers for Virginia.
Kayla Sears has been steady. That's only her 5th kill, but I feel like she's been steady when they've been in system is obviously when she's at her best.
Outside. Point. Bushler giving the Cavaliers a headache with that contact.
Riley Bushler getting on that ball quick. Natalie Bosbeck is there in the middle. That ball is going through her arms, getting her on the top of the head. I always tell my blockers to get your hands on the ball, reach and grab the ball so that doesn't happen.
Yeah, Tylenol moment for her. Takes that ball straight on the noggin. Nice pass. Fuller goes back. Tries to let her redeem it. No, let's get it back in her face.
Good disciplined block move by Riley Bushler. Gets out there. Seals, watch her hands. I don't know if you can see them from this angle, but I can see them pressing over the net. Nowhere for the hitter to go.
So, Holly, it was a 6-1 run for Virginia, and now it's a 6-1 run for the Bruins. Make it 7-1.
Back-to-back scoring runs, one for one team, one for the other, and now Virginia does not want to see any more timeout.
Yeah. Hohenschelt has had enough with that one. Of course, we talked about tomorrow some soccer. Well, how about next Saturday as well? The talented UCLA Bruins women's soccer team returns to Drake Stadium to face Texas. Coverage of this elite matchup begins next Saturday at 7 on Pac-12 Network, or watch Pac-12 Now and pac-12.com. Of course, UCLA, most national championships of any school in the nation? Yes.
As a matter of fact.
I thought you'd finish that sentence for me since you got one of those.
No.
Well, you wanted me to talk about you. Okay, well, Holly, one of those national championships is yours. They're spread out amongst all the sports, and UCLA volleyball picked up theirs in Michael Seeley's first year. And Seeley talked about it. It was tough making the adjustment after that win. Riley Bushler, as a sophomore, part of the future of UCLA, having a great match today.
Well, I think this is kind of a new era. These are starting to be his recruits, but Riley Bushler getting on the ball so quick. Really works with her arms, gets up quick and on the ball, but lately the last two blocks on the left side, Riley Bushler way over sealing the net for UCLA. It's fun to watch. I played with her mom in high school at Maricosta High School. Her mother was a great competitor, great volleyball player, and it's fun to see Riley, her daughter, competing at such a high level.
13, serving 11.
UCLA with a 2-point lead and a 2-set lead today in their opening match of the season. Great dig from Formico. Looking at Formico's body after the dig is amazing. And again, Felix just wide.
Net violation by number 1 for Virginia. Alex Thorson, Claire Felix is off the hook. I'll tell you, she is hammering that ball down the line, just missing by inches.
Still serving.
It's going to be really interesting to watch Felix this year because she has been consistent, as you say, hammering that ball. If some of these are an inch wide, can you imagine what's coming? Over. Fuller goes back. Block waiting for her. Felix and Bushler. Double block right on top of each other.
If I were Virginia and the setter, Lauren Fuller, I would go outside more because Claire Felix is getting stuck. She's having a much easier time moving to block the right sider than she is getting outside to the pin to block the left side attacker from Virginia.
As Thorson comes out, Fauntleroy up front for Virginia. 6'3", adds great length. She's got bows back there as well, and of course Fuller dumps it. Virginia in a bit of disarray for a moment. Fuller goes back to bows back. Oh yeah, Felix looking so comfortable.
That time Claire Felix takes care of it, aims that ball more into the court. Doesn't need to get cute, doesn't need to get too close to the line. Kill for UCLA. Off 1 foot, high contact. Number 8 in blue.
A 10-1 Bruins scoring run. Nothing that can be done about that one. Super coming out after great contributions. Cole coming back in front. Fuller serving. Smart play.
Well run, that inside set. Hitters like to either come back and hammer it to the line, the short tip, or very sharp angle. I remember Alex Kleinman from Stanford used to come in and hit that inside ball like on the 2 foot line. Sharp.
Outside, quickly. Ball's long, and it's just turned into a nightmare for Virginia at this point. They had a 10-6 lead.
Virginia's frustrated. This is only their second match of the season. UCLA is definitely putting the pressure on. I think you just kind of playing into your rhythm for UCLA. Their first match, they've been just battling each other in the gym every day. It's fun to see another opponent on the other side of the net.
Yeah, and UCLA will play again tomorrow here at the Wooden Center against Loyola Marymount. And then the rest of their non-conference schedule, or at least the first few games of it, American University, Iowa, Hawaii will be really interesting because it's at Hawaii. It's always fun to play at the Stan Sheriff Center. 18th ranked team, and then against San Diego. As always, they will start off their conference play on the 23rd of September against USC back in Pauley Pavilion.
Hawaii preseason ranked number 18, so that's the only ranked team they're going to play in their first 6 matches.
Yeah, Manuole Lau had a great win the other day. Has a great game and a win for Hawaii. What a crowd you get there at the Stan Sheriff Center, 10,000 strong.
great volleyball fans in Hawaii, and they know their stuff. They know their sport. They love their rainbow wahine.
Yeah, and it's not a problem for UCLA to be on the road. They don't start classes here on the UCLA campus until September 28th. So really, they're training volleyball hard. They're able to travel, and they'll spend a lot of time on the road until then. In fact, USC will be their only match at home after they play Loyola Marymount tomorrow until school starts. Everything else is on the road. Big kill from Cole. Good timeout for Virginia.
Haley Cole just powers that through right between the left back and left front defender from UCLA.
Bows back, serving. Great serve. Anderson back up front, announces herself. Loves that angle, any way she can get it. 2 hands, 1 hand, hammer. Fuller goes to her middle. Walsh, always available. Anderson. Walsh is out of her mind for Virginia. Long rally, and Felix finishes it.
A lot of back and forth, but Claire Felix is fit, feeling strong, and to end this rally, this is a down ball. Ryan Chandler goes to her 6-6 middle, 1 blocker in front, hard angle. That was a heavy ball. That sound was boom.
Now 1 kill away from 10 for Felix. Meanwhile, we have seen the distribution and the weapons that the Bruins promised. Touch. Yes, there is.
That's that flat swing where you're swinging for those high hands nice and flat. Good kill by Riley Bushler out of the back row.
Anderson, get out of the way. She's coming.
Wow. Jordan Anderson's got a cannon for an arm. We've seen the shots, we've seen the finesse, but watch this. Boom, down the line.
Oh, this is going to be fun this season. An ace serve. The Karsta Lowe era is firmly over. It's a new look Bruin team. It was fun to watch the Karsta Lowe era, but boy, is it fun to watch all these different weapons of UCLA come together, one after another. Outside. Anderson, just furious, does not get the touch.
That one she just missed a little with her hand. Too flat and long.
Anderson, 35 swings from UCLA in just 3 sets. By far the leader on this team in terms of swings taken. Lawless comes back in.
Haley Lawless a little bit quiet so far, but just working her way back into competition. She's been out for 2 years, basically, with injuries. Baby steps.
Holly, we didn't know what to expect from UCLA today. What do you think of what you're seeing?
Well, I think I'm seeing a lot of the things that I expected just from the personnel. I think they've got some of the best littles or ball control players in the country. They've got 4 players who are fantastic in terms of Riley Bushler, Taylor Formico, Carly Drolson, Rachel Inouye, just anchoring that defense and that serve receive. I think that's going to make their season go.
This is match point for the Bruins. Big dig, but nobody else to get it up.
I talked about the littles in the back row for UCLA, but I've been really impressed with Ryan Chandler. She betters the ball. She's got the ball control to put up hittable balls in any play for her hitters. That's the kind of setter you want leading your team.
Lawless. Doug. And a net violation on UCLA keeps the Cavaliers alive.
I like that Brian Chandler set Lawless, trying to get her going in this offense.
And the serve is long. That's the way the match will end as 20th ranked UCLA sweeps Virginia in their opener.
I'm impressed with UCLA. New weapon, Jordan Anderson, so fun to watch. New setter, Ryan Chandler, doing a great job running the offense. Lots of fun stuff ahead for the Pac-12. I'm excited.
UCLA looking great with the different weapons after the Karsta Lowe era. They've got fantastic setting. How do you think they look compared to maybe USC we saw last night in terms of differences?
I was impressed with both team different strengths, but 8 blocks for UCLA tonight to Virginia's 5. Strong blocking as well.
Strong blocking in the Pac-12 and all across, great success. Things looking good for UCLA. They start their 2015 season with a win. For Holly McPeak and our entire Pac-12 crew, I'm Anne Marie Anderson saying so long from Los Angeles.